I have said, though, I got to deliver on the promise. I've told you that moments remind us of the muted and marginalized voices. I've told you that movements remind us of the marginalized and muted refrain. It is also the case that our missions can remind us on a more regular basis. The question of mission, though, has to be answered by who's responsible. Who's responsible and who gets the mic? What we realized at the Children's Defense Fund was that we had to be more critical about making sure that people were responsible. Who's responsible for making sure community voice informs the programming and the platform of our advocacy? Who's responsible? The first question I asked for our public policy director when I got here is, who authorizes our public policy agenda? Unfortunately, we didn't have a good answer. I asked, when was the last time we went to community and asked them what should be on our public policy agenda? I asked, what was the process by which we gave authorization to our standings with public policy and our endorsement of bills? And I asked, who's accountable and who's responsible? And I'll just say I didn't get a sufficient answer. So I had to decide that I would be accountable, I would be responsible, because ultimately this is what fiduciary responsibility is about. Living the mission. And so I offer to you that who is responsible for getting community voice in your platforms, in your program, cannot be someone with the title of community engagement or community outreach. Who's responsible is not even the person who is in the CEO seat. Who's responsible is the board of directors. And the question becomes, does the board of directors reflect those who will hold this work accountable? Does it reflect the communities whom we say we serve? Ultimately, this issue of inclusion and the empowerment of communities cannot be lived out on our programmatic agendas alone, on our public policy agendas alone, but must be lived out at the board table. Did we build a board? This is the most critical question. Did we build a board that can help us raise money, or did we build a board that would do the work that the IRS calls them to, which is to hold us accountable to the mission and the standards of the community? And if they don't know the work, if they don't know the pain, and if they don't know the problems from their lived experience, are they the right people? I know this is the challenging piece, so this is where I'll stop.